Hi guys, I've got another quick tip for y'all. This is what I do with my Prima or fabric flowers when I'm making a card and I can't find one to match the project I'm working on or the pattern paper I'm using. All I do is color it with a Copic marker. So I've colored my image so I know what colors I've used. I've got my pattern paper and everything, but I want to embellish. So I go through my stash and I will find the flowers and whatnot that I want to use, and if I can't find the exact right shade, which happens a lot, I'll pick out just a real pale one that's close to the color I want, or I'll just use a white one if I can't find a pale one. But more often than not I can find, like right now I want a certain color of red, so I just found like this pale, almost pinkish colored one, but I also grabbed a white fabric one just to show, and then I just use the Copic marker that I want and color it in. So it's super quick and easy. And with the Prima style flowers or like paper flowers, I really like to use Copics for it because they're alcohol based, so it dries quickly. Because if you're familiar with these types of flowers, they're usually they've got like designs, or they've been pressed into a certain shape. And by using a Copic marker, because it dries quickly, it doesn't distort the shape at all. Because I've tinted flowers way back before I had Copic markers, I would use like a dye-based marker, or I would even use like a re-inker and try and tint the flowers the color I wanted, which for the most part it works. However, when the flowers are exposed to too much moisture, they just flatten out because the paper absorbs all the water. So that is why I prefer using Copics. Also because they dry, like I said, they dry really quickly, so you can quickly tint it. It's dry within a few seconds and it's good to go. So that's all you have to do. And then it's the same thing with this is a fabric flower. This is by Basil. Same idea. You have to use a little bit more pressure to coat the fabric. And with these ones, just because of the way they're shaped, they're kind of funny, but I just use a bit more pressure and press down to make sure that everything gets absorbed. And this is where it's really good to use either scrap paper or a protective surface of some sort, because you're going to get ink on more than just the flower, obviously. And I always tend to. I get it all over my fingers too. So if you want, it helps too if you want to wear gloves. To prevent your fingers from getting inky. Honestly, I don't really care. Copic markers do stain the skin a bit. You can use alcohol to kind of, like rubbing alcohol to remove most of it. And yeah, so you just keep dabbing at it to completely color it. And also, another good reason to use just white flowers is you'll get a truer color, I guess. Like if you want a specific, like a Copic color, use a white flower, you will get that exact color. Using one that's tinted, this one's pretty close, but using flowers that are already a certain color, the shade might not be exactly what you wanted, so just keep that in mind. You can also do that with ribbon. I rarely color my ribbon with Copics. That's a lot of coloring. And a lot of ink being used up, so I usually will try and find a different type of ribbon if I can't find the right color, or else I just won't use ribbon rather than color it, because for a full card, the amount of ribbon you need and then to color it, you're using up a lot of ink. So, but you can do it. Keep in mind though, with ribbon, because of the way it's weaved, it can bleed or smear. It just depends on the type of ribbon. But one like this is just a white satin ribbon. You can actually do, rather than color in all the ribbon, you could do like stripes like this. Just color the edges. However, like I said, and I can already see it, it's starting to bleed. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it's starting to bleed down. So right there, that bothers me. I wouldn't want to use this on a project. Plus the other side isn't as good, so when you want to go in and fill in the other side, it's just going to bleed more. So you would want to color in like all the ribbon. But with ribbon, it takes a lot more effort to get all the color on, It can also make the ribbon stiffer once it's absorbed all the ink, and honestly, I'm not a big fan of it, but I suppose if you had a little project you wanted and you needed a specific color ribbon or whatever, if you want to use up all the ink, that's fine, but you can. So you can tint your ribbon. So yeah, that is one way of tinting your embellishments and your ribbon using Copic markers. So I hope that helped you guys, and I will talk to y'all next time.